Welcome in, possums. Yeah, that's right. I just called you a possum. That's what we call our listeners here on Offensive Points, which you are now listening to. Now brought to you on the Fantasy Six Pack channel. Same crew. I got myself, Billy and Josh. The same trash talk, the same deep dives into dynasty, redraft, IDP strategies sometimes. We just got a brand new home. So thank you all who have helped us along the way, and we're excited to get to know you. So we're going to bring you some bold takes, some analysis, and some chaos. Let's get into it. Today we are previewing week 1 of the NFL season. We are recording this episode on a Monday, so if some major news breaks before now and kickoff on Thursday, please adjust accordingly. Listen to the other shows on this channel to fill the gaps. Got some great stuff out there. This is an outlier week for us, and we'll be returning to our recording on Wednesdays next week. So excited. Josh, Billy, what's up?
Yeah, welcome to everyone who's joining in and doesn't know who we are. I'm Josh, a.k.a. Green Shirt, although I'm not wearing a green shirt if you're watching this on YouTube, so sorry for the confusion. But I will be most of the time. As you can see behind me, if you are watching on YouTube, there's a lot of Eagles stuff in the background. That is my team. It's been great, obviously. You guys watched last year. No, I'm looking forward to it, man. Week 1. Can't believe we're here. My drafts are officially over as of Monday, and Billy, I believe, still has one to go, and Joe's done, I think, too.
Yeah, one on Wednesday.
Wow. I love when people wait that late. Just it's like, oh, what if injuries? It's like, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. But just happy to have all the draft season. I had 4 over this weekend, and it's been a long weekend. I'm exhausted, but coming to you right now to tell you about our week one hopefuls here.
It's kind of a weird draft too, because it's a draft where you get to pick how many players you keep from the previous year, and then you toss everybody back. So, like, you can keep your entire team if you liked it. You can keep just a couple of players and redraft from the pool that gets left back. So it's kind of an interesting team, or even an interesting dynamic going into that last draft. It's a weird league, to be honest.
That is very interesting. I love all the different leagues.
Was your team good enough to keep the whole thing?
Mine was not. We were pretty trash. And the problem is I don't know how many people are going back. So, like, I could have the first pick in the draft no matter where if I don't keep enough players. So it's a weird draft, but you don't know it until you play it, pretty much.
That's my favorite thing about all these drafts, though, is like you're telling someone about your draft, you're sharing it with your friends, your peers, whatever, and you're like, hey, yeah, this is what I did. And then you have to immediately go, well, this is a running back heavy league, or this is wide receiver gets an extra point per carry, or like it's PPR, or it's super flex, or it's whatever. It's like just like almost have to defend your ridiculous takes that you did. And you're like, no. So I did that because like if I don't, I won't get a single running back or whatever. Like I have a lot of leagues like that where like the running backs go super heavy, and I'm just like, before you see what I did, don't think that it's the typical Josh move. I actually need to do this. So
yeah, interesting. You definitely need to do that. And I was, Josh and I, we were in an auction draft, and Najee Harris went for $53. Every running back went for over $70. This was
wild.
This was a $500 budget league. I spent $100. Yeah, I spent $103 on Derrick Henry, and I was like, I got to back off on the spending a little bit. And then everyone else went for 80, 70. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then, Najee Harris went for $53 there at the end. And, you always got to preface everything when you tell people about it.
Yeah, the running backs were wild. It was everything got down to like the 40s. Like everyone was paying 40s for everything. Wide receivers, like, Keyshawn Booty's going for 40 or something. I don't know, whoever. Pick a random receiver at the end of the draft. And it would be like a second string running back. It's like 70. And I'm like, dude, y'all are crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah. I love a good auction draft.
I got Jalen Warren for $22, and that feels like a steal. That was before the extension, though. So hopefully that works out.
Do you all remember, man, I can't believe we're starting out this on a new channel, but here we are. Remember on ESPN during the fantasy marathon, they tried to do a quote unquote live auction, and they had people in places of the athletes, and it like immediately had to end because it was like, this feels a little like racist, like kind of weird that we're doing this like this. And it's like, how did no one at ESPN understand that the optics of an auction, a live auction with people being the stand-ins, maybe not the best look of doing? They have never done it since. They only did it the one time. It's like, how did nobody think, maybe we don't do this? Maybe we don't.
Yeah, who greenlighted that? And are they still employed?
No, that producer's long time gone, dude, for sure.
Whenever we have Matthew Berry on, that'll be our first and only question after he gets off of our feed after we asked that question.
It's going to be like, it was my idea. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get to some news before we get into the game previews this week. So, obviously, like almost immediately after we stopped potting last week, Micah Parsons got traded. We all thought, okay, this is another one of those Cowboys news story things where they, drag this out to the very last second, and then they get a deal done, and then everything's hunky-dory. We're playing on Sunday, yada, yada, yada. However, for the first time ever, this did not work out that way. So Micah Parsons gets traded for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. Joe, when you heard about this trade, what was your immediate reaction?
So my immediate reaction, because I'm a Chicago Bears fan, you can't see as much of my stuff as you can of Josh's, but I was like, man, as a Bears fan, that kind of sucks having Parsons in the division here. But I thought about it, and then Jerry Jones made some comments about the team is better off now that Micah Parsons is gone. And honestly, I was just kind of thinking, if the Bears did something like that and then they came out and said that they're better now that they moved on from their, all-star, all-pro, face of the franchise person, I would immediately stop rooting for them. That is the most audacious shit I've ever heard, and I don't know how the Cowboys fans can continue cheering on for this team. I'm glad Micah got paid. He absolutely deserves it. It's going to be hell watching him in green and gold every Sunday. That's really going to suck, but happy for him. Mad at the Cowboys, I guess you could say.
I think it's wild that we're getting this injury news after the fact now. So the trade itself vaulted every Green Bay Packers fan into they're the best team in the league, which I don't personally see. I also have a vendetta against the Green Bay Packers for like other personal reasons. But I just don't understand why this one player is making this team even vaulted even higher than their already high standards of a team that's kind of just been okay for this whole time. And then we find out afterwards that we got injury problems already going on, which, the doctors out there on the fantasy interwebs will tell you that it's probably fine, but like it's still coming out after the fact of the trade. So I don't know. The Green Bay can't draft anyway, so I guess the draft picks don't really hurt them. I mean, it's just a complete upgrade to their defensive end. So it's good, but we're vaulting too high, I feel like. I asked my buddy, our buddy, Gerald, who is a Packers fan, and I asked him, how are you feeling about the Packers? And he gave me a game-by-game schedule of what would happen. And he, for one, said they would end up 13-3. I don't know how he missed a game.
Wow.
But that's what this is doing to Packers fans. I think they would have said 11 before the Micah Parsons. They gave them 2 extra games. Then I'm just like, all right, well, we'll see.
That's crazy. I mean, I thought the back injury thing was just him not wanting to practice because he was holding out. And then they're like, oh, hey, this is real, actually. But he's going to get an epidural. He's going to get loaded up on painkiller. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's just more about managing that pain.
So I just feel like this trade just further underlines how bad of a GM Jerry Jones is, because this is probably the all-time lowest value of this trade, because either you do it back in March before the draft, where you could probably get an even bigger haul than you got right now,
or a pick to play right now.
Or you wait until a little bit into the season, because it's not like he's not going to sit out the whole season. He's going to be losing money like left and right. So you wait until a little bit into the season, and then you leverage somebody who maybe didn't think they were going to be as good. Maybe you go, hey, Bears, Commanders, your pass rush, not great. Come get Micah Parsons. And you could leverage it that way and get more. So the point of doing it right now doesn't really make any sense. This feels like the lowest value you could have gotten in this trade, and I don't know how Cowboys fans. I'm not even a fan of this team. I'm still not a fan of this team, but I can't I don't know how they do it. Like, I don't know how you do this as a fan each and every season.
Yeah, I mean, immediate fantasy impacts. For one, I love that the Cowboys are in shambles. That's just always great, especially Eagles stuff. We'll get there. You'll learn. Seeing this happen is the best part about this, at least fantasy impact wise. Is CD's going to feast. Like, Dak's probably going to feast. Pickens is probably going to feast. If there is a running back on this team that's the pass catcher, we'll find out later. They're going to feast. I mean, this is just all great for the offense. Like, defense was already kind of bad, and now they're kind of in shambles. I mean, there's no pass rush, right? So people are going to take their time, play quarterbacks and wide receivers against this team. Just, pretty much.
I just further believe the Cowboys suck. I don't know how you all got roped in.
Yeah,
I believe this team's going to be good this season. They're going to be terrible.
When Dak
I'm
is
excited
healthy,
for Donovan. Is there Eric Koo? I can't ever say his name, but
Yeah,
he's
easy.
excited for that opportunity now. Yeah.
If there are IDP heads out there, hopefully you drafted him or can go swoop him real quick.
No, this team's going to be trash, and I cannot wait for them to get 5 wins and be like, well, better luck next year, I guess.
At least they got draft picks.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they do with those too. They did the whole boat theory literally in one conversation. And he's like, you know what? We could trade these picks for another pass rusher. It's like, oh, really? You think these pass rushers are just growing on trees, do you?
Could be Hendrickson, but then at that point, why didn't you just pay Parsons, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly what it doesn't. Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. We don't have
26 years old.
You're spiraling, Bill. It's okay. It's all right.
I'm not spiraling. This team sucks, and I'm just like, this doesn't surprise me at all. All right. 2 little eensy-weensy things. Jalen Warren got a 2-year extension. I still haven't seen how much money it is. I don't know if you guys have seen or not, but does this do anything for you guys? Because I kind of just took the news as like, okay, well, he's still going to be their backup, basically. Like, eventually, like when Caleb Johnson fully takes over.
I mean, I didn't think he was going to fully be the backup all season. I kind of projected it that way. So it's probably going to be like a 50-50 thing at the end of the year. Caleb Johnson looked okay in preseason, but they like Jalen Warren, and he was injured last year. If he can stay healthy this year, he's shown he can do it in the past. So I don't hate it. It's good for him.
$7 million this season and $12 million guaranteed with a total of $17.5 million. So that means 10 more.
Was he like top 10 running back?
Backup money.
No,
$7 million a year is pretty decent for a specialist running back, which is essentially what Warren has been, at least behind Najee. But I don't know. I mean, they obviously like the guy. I can't say I'm like in love with him. I've never seen a full workload of Jalen Warren is the issue, right? Like, so you're paying this guy pretty good money to be half of your running game, like, or, potentially half of it. So, well, I'd love to see him with more. I mean, he looked great as the spell of Najee, and maybe if we could get a little bit more of the, full-time workload, but obviously we got Caleb there. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, never a bad idea to lock up your running backs, especially when you got a good one. And Warren's not bad at the end of the day.
That's true. Plus Arthur Smith. He just loves random guys like that. All right. Last news story that I feel like is going really under the radar right now, but Jaden Reed has a Liz Frank fracture in his foot that he's not going to have surgery on and play through this entire season. This feels like a potential disaster for the Packers wide receiver core that we already were like, don't know how this is going to work. What were you guys, if you have seen it or not, like, what do you think about that going forward?
This is obviously the first I've heard of it. But yeah, no, I knew he's been dealing with a foot injury this whole time, and it's not good. I mean, because Watson's not coming back for 8+ weeks, I imagine, not till like later half of the season. You got Matthew Golden, who's unproven. We're hoping he's good, but he'd be a lot better on the field if Jaden Reed was also out there. And then you got Wicks and Dobbs, and fine. Heath or whatever the guy's name is. I forget the 5th guy, but yeah. Not great.
It means Matthew Golden to the moon. Jaden Reed, they decided halfway through last season they didn't want to use him anymore. He had a dislocated shoulder that they never repaired in any way either, and now he's just playing through this foot injury. So we get it, dude. You're tough, but at the same time, you're not going to be effective in 2 years if you keep getting injured and not doing anything about it. So the Packers are dumb for that. Jaden Reed's done.
He says he doesn't want the surgery. So
yeah, I know, but they should be like, hey, you probably should get it, at least a little bit more with it. So I don't know.
The problem is, like, the problem we ran into here with him, and this happened to Baker Mayfield too, is like, this is a contract season for Jaden Reed, and he knows if he sits out with an injury, his ass ain't getting paid. However, if he goes out there and is equally trashed, just like Baker did when he fought through his injury for the Browns, also not going to go well. Like, it's not really good. So you rather just be healthy rather than just try to push through it. I don't know. I don't want any part of Jaden Reed this season. I just feel like this is a ticking time bomb now. And I don't know. I can't believe nobody, like, I haven't really seen much about this on the timeline today. Like, I'm hoping maybe I'm just being duped or something, but like, I don't know. It's being reported out there. So I don't know. Very interesting thing to happen right before the season. Not as secretive as the Christian McCaffrey thing, but close.
The last report I saw was like 2 days ago, and I said Jaden Reed is expected to play in week 1. So they're really just trying to run him through this. Obviously, they knew about this. I feel like this is the time where they kind of have to start disclosing injuries because it's a training camp or whatever first week of injury reports are due. So I mean, it's time because I just saw all the Eagles get those cues go away, which was real nice. But yeah, apparently Jaden Reed's supposed to play, so we'll see. I mean, he was a 1,000-yard receiver / runner the last 2 years. So I mean, he's been effective when he's on the field and when given the opportunity. So
it just seems like the way he plays, you would want the outside of your foot to be healthy because he does a lot of cutting and quick stops, and that's not going to happen if you're getting that bone pain every single time. But that could be wrong.
Outside of my hate for the Packers, I do love Jaden Reed. He's a good player. It's fun to watch. So hoping the best for him.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's all the news that is very pressing. There's a lot more like little minor stuff. Najee Harris supposedly coming back, yada, yada. We can get into that in the game previews. We normally will be doing a waiver segment during this portion of it, but since it is week 1, it's kind of tough to say. I don't know if you guys have any names. Wicks might be a guy to think about. Just saying.
Yeah, as we're coming off that topic.
After this Jaden Reed information.
I feel like Dobbs.
It's got to be Dobbs.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Wicks hype last year was wild. Like everyone was buying the Kool-Aid for like no reason. Didn't work out. Dobbs at least puts up some pretty decent games with all the other people playing. I feel like Wicks is like the emergency fill-in, and it never works out. So I would say Dobbs. I do have a couple people that are I've just noticed on waiver wires after drafts and everything. Stafford, who we all had no idea what was going to happen. I've seen him in a couple leagues sitting there for free. Bryce Young as well. I know like you probably have your roster and you like your roster, but if you somehow get like an IR spot that pops up with, say you have Godwin or something and he finally gets that out designation, you got one spot to fill. So might be some guys to get. But Bryce Young,
not going to be out, by the way. Tampa Bay already announced that they're not putting him on IR and they're not declaring him out.
But he'll be
questioned.
Okay. Well, never mind. Maybe not him, but someone else. You probably got someone on your roster.
Annoying.
That is very annoying. I do have Godwin in a league which I was hoping and banking to put him on the IR. But anyway, Ollie Gordon, by the way, is free in a couple leagues, and he's owned in like the 20th percentile. And we know Jalen Wright's out, and Achane is supposed to play, and will play more than likely. But Ollie Gordon's going to get the rest of the snaps. And this is Indy, man. I mean, you could hypothetically fill him in. I'm not saying you will, because you more than likely have 2 starting running backs at this point. And then honestly, any backup running back, Ray Davis, Will Shipley, Sampson, Raylan Allen, all those guys, if they're like, because most backup running backs are available. And I always love, if I got one empty spot, to just throw a backup running back on there. Not hoping for the injury, but you never know. I mean, it might end up as more of a split workload in some of these backfields as well. So, and then one other guy, one other guy I want to talk about was Roman Wilson. I've seen him not drafted in like every league that I'm in, and I've stashed him on a couple of different bench spots. And he's the at least wide receiver 3 in Pittsburgh. And what happens if Aaron Rodgers likes him? He turns into the next Lazard or whoever, Greg Jennings. Probably a little too far fetched, but he never got to play last year. This is basically his rookie season. I mean, why not? You got other rookies on your team that you have never played football as well. Jaden Higgins is owned in pretty much every league, and Reed is not. So, or not Reed. Roman Wilson is not. So,
true.
Fair.
True.
Staying with the Dolphins, if you're in a deep league, I like Malik Washington. We don't know. I mean, Jalen Waddle was really good, then he was really bad. Now Jonnu's gone. We're hearing that Malik Washington is beating Westbrook Ikine in camp, so he could be something this year. I don't hate getting him, and I really want to see if Demario Douglas is owned everywhere, because I know I've seen him on a couple waiver wires in some leagues I'm in, and he should absolutely be rostered. He has that slot spot for the Patriots, so go get him.
Yeah, but in the future, this will be more of those people right after the waiver wire that aren't the number 3 guys, because your waivers will have cleared by the time we're doing this. But there's probably some guys that are deeper finds, and we'll try to help you sniff those out throughout the year.
For sure. Diamonds in the rough. All right. let's get on to the game previews. We go through each and every game so that you don't have to, and we're going to tell you who to play. Now, we are going to preface all this by saying we are not going to give out start-sit information about like players like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. If you are wavering whether to play those guys or not, I don't know what to tell you. There starts no matter what. You don't just sit them because, oh, well, they're playing the best secondary this week. I better sit Jamar Chase. No, just don't. No, we're not. This isn't that. We're not going to do that. We're going to go through players that you may actually be waffling about, or you're maybe thinking, I'm not sure about this. Those are the players that we're going to go through in our game previews. So if you don't hear us tooting the horn of Bijan Robinson, you're playing Bijan Robinson. You're not going to sit him. So without further ado, let's start with the Thursday night football game, the kickoff game. They picked the weirdest kickoff game because it's normally supposed to be two really good teams, potentially even like a Super Bowl rematch or a couple of teams that like
America's
are going to be playoff bound. And instead, they are going to give us the Eagles versus the biggest layup, one of the biggest layups this season, and that's the Cowboys. So, Josh, I'll let you get started. The Eagles are your team. Please tell us what you like about this game.
Honestly, this is kind of like a college football game. I watched a little college football this weekend. Billy, be proud. This is kind of like where they got to pay a team to play and just get that dub under the belt before the season 100%. Gets tough, which is coming. But no, honestly, I'm wondering the most about what the cornerbacks of the Eagles are going to do. Is Quinshawn going to follow CD? Is Cooper DeJean going to take him when he's in the slot? Or are we going to have Adoree Jackson covering CD Lamb at some point? Which, in my opinion, is Quinyon should cover CD the entire time unless he's in the slot, and then put Cooper DeJean on him for sure. But I have a feeling that if he doesn't, we're going to see a lot of Adoree Jackson and CD, and that's going to be terrifying. CD's had terrible games against the Eagles, but that was mostly with Darius Slay. So I think, once again, you're firing up CD, but I think the cool thing is if you have Pickens in a spot where you're like, I don't know, should I play Pickens or should I play, DeAndre Swift? I'm not saying play him over him. I think you can choose Pickens safely in this matchup just because I think he's going to get Adoree Jackson or Keely Ringo, whoever is on the other side of the corner. So it's going to be interesting to see that. That's what I'm mostly interested in about the Eagles in week 1 is like, how do these new defensive players, defensive additions play well? Like, we got a new safety, a new corner, a new linebacker. Obviously not worried about the linebacker. G.I. Campbell's amazing, and then a new defensive ends as well. I mean, new, but fully starting. So yeah, I think starting Pickens is a no-brainer in my opinion in this game. And I think you see the matchup and you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. For all those people who don't know, Adoree Jackson's covering him or Keely Ringo's covering him more than likely. So
give me that matchup all day.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I'd love to see him be a force, but honestly, I'm a little worried about that second corner spot.
Yeah, my only concern for this game, I mean, what's their over under at? The 47 and a half. Neither Hurts nor Prescott played in the preseason, and it's a divisional matchup. So I think you're going to see a very defensive game with an emphasis on the run game. Not that the Cowboys have one. I guess I'm interested to see, with Jaden Blue hurt and Miles Sanders banged up also.
They all just got the Q tag removed, by the way. They're all
healthy. They did?
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. I mean, Javonte's going into a
apparently
tough
the
matchup.
lead back at the moment, apparently.
Yeah.
That is what they've said, but who knows like how fast that leash gets pulled.
Yeah. I don't know. Javonte seems to be the lead back. Start him if you have to. I don't know why you wouldn't at this point, but honestly, Saquon is going to have a monster game in this one. So I'm most excited to see that. The Cowboys gave up 137 yards per game last year. They added Solomon Thomas. That should beef up the inside a little bit. He's pretty good against the run. But it's wheels up for Saquon. He's going 8,200 on DraftKings. I'm building so many lineups around Saquon Barkley. Awesome possum of the week.
It's a good awesome possum. The Cowboys don't have much. I mean, they got Kenny Clark. That ain't going to help them fix this run defense. I'm sorry. So, yeah, no, I agree with everything you're saying there. Who do you think is going to win?
Eagles?
I'm going to pick the Cowboys.
Okay. I had to make sure that you're going to keep your
tradition worked last year.
No. the Eagles are going to smash. I just hope this is a fun game. Like, that's all I want. I just want the opening game to be a fun game. Right now, I'm thinking this is a blowout, but who knows? Maybe we can.
I kind of defer to Joe. I think this is going to be a rusty game. I think we're going to see a lot of rusty games week 1. There's going to be some good players playing bad just because they didn't touch the ball.
Well, plus we have 8 divisional games week 1. Yeah. It's like this is going to be rusty. I don't know. I'm just a guy that looks at the talent on one side and the talent on the other, and if the talent on the one side that has a lot just wants to bully the other one, they can. Eagles might not want to. I don't know. Maybe they just want to feel it out. But if they play like they're supposed to, this should be way over 10-point game. So, yeah, hopefully it's good though. All right, let's go to Brazil, and we are going to talk. Yeah, we are headed down south, down way past the border to Brazil for Kansas City versus the Chargers. So last year, the Eagles and the Packers played in Brazil on that game. And honestly, it was kind of a weird game because the field was complete and utter trash. Joe, do you think the field is going to affect this matchup like it did last year? I mean, it nearly took out Jordan Love's leg. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's no weather concerns in this one, and I'm assuming that the NFL dumped a ton of money into that field after.
Do we trust Brazil's weather reports?
I would. They're pretty on it. It is kind of rainforest country, so you never know when something might spin up, but we shall see. It's out of the country. It's week 1. It's a divisional game. I know Vegas thinks this is going to 45.5. I don't think it's going to get there. These teams have played each other 3 times. The last 3 times they've played each other, the Chiefs has averaged 16.3 points. The Chargers have averaged 13 points. Neither team has scored over 20 points. So this 45.5 seems real out of reach for me. I guess what I'm interested in is what is Pacheco's workload. I'm worried about starting him because the Chargers only gave up 7 rushing touchdowns last year. And, I mean, Poona Ford's no longer there. He was a big part of that. But I'm still worried about Pacheco. I want to see what his workload looks like. And a lot of people drafted him as your RB2. If you have a better option, I would consider it. But I think you have to roll with him, even with the bad matchup.
Yeah, it'd be really great to see what Brashard Smith or Kareem Hunt's workload's going to look like. Is it a few carries here and there? Is it a drive changeup? Or is it like straight up 50-50 between Pacheco and the rest of the crew? So I think a lot of people were down on Pacheco just because he had a bad year last year. Obviously, he got injured. He was actually doing just fine before he got injured. And everyone just decided that he's bad and they drafted someone and he's going to be replaced. I don't know if that's the case. I think Pacheco's going to be fine. I just don't know how fast they're going to ramp him up is what it comes down to, in my opinion. But he's bowling ball, man. He's a good running back. I'm mostly just excited about the running backs in this game. I know that both defenses are good against the run, but Pacheco, like I said, kind of worried about that one just to see what the workload's going to look like. But Hampton, dude, like this is like his time to show, listen, I am the dude in Los Angeles. I'm going to be the running back of the future here. And Najee's one eye might still play somehow. I don't understand, even though he hasn't sniffed training camp yet outside the field. I think this is Hampton's time to shine. This might be your one time at the very least if Najee really is ramping up to get a full workload of Amari and Hampton. I know they said they'll play another guy, but like I'm not worried about the other guy.
No, I wouldn't be either. Yeah, this is Hampton all day. I don't know. I don't have any worries about them. I do think this is going to be a weird game though. I know we all collectively think Xavier Worthy is going to probably be an awesome possum. I totally can see. Well, Joe doesn't, but me and Josh, I think
I put Worthy and Kelsey just because I don't think Hollywood's going to be ready to be that kind of workhorse as he's been out for like 2 years. It seems. I mean, he's seemingly healthy, but he's had that questionable tag following him this whole time throughout training camp. So I just think it's process of elimination. You got Xavier Worthy, who was fine last year. Once Rashee Rice comes back, it's going to be a bit more of an issue. And Kelsey's coming off the hot engagement, man. I mean, he's got to show that he's still got the football left in him, and he's not just thinking about retirement and sailing off into the shores with Taylor Swift. Or I guess
we think Taylor Swift's going to go to Brazil?
Oh yeah, she's probably got a concert there going on. That's probably why they're playing in Brazil. The NFL planned around it
at the halftime show.
They definitely could. NFL can't afford it.
I like Worthy. I just,
I'm
I
worried
didn't
about
want to
Worthy.
like him last year. He did really good from like weeks 11 through the playoffs, so he could be just fine. And you're probably comfortably starting him in your flex spot. But
He's the
I
same.
don't know.
As
This
James
game just feels
Williams.
weird to me, dude. Out of the country, week 1, divisional. I don't know.
Only on YouTube TV too. Like, gotta.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I mean, people that have,
Let me get your password.
they're creative. I don't have YouTube TV. I'm gonna be figuring a creative way to watch the game.
I said Joe. I didn't say Billy.
Oh,
I did get Sunday ticket for my student discount, so
nice.
that was fantastic.
I love a good
$100.
student discount, man. We're still getting student discounts here and there,
Yeah.
Somehow email login will work, See what happens.
We're all students in one way or another.
I'm learning through life, man.
For sure. All right.
Do you guys like Keenan Allen this week?
Chiefs win by a field goal, even though it wasn't their field goal. Somehow they're going to get a field goal. There you go. Chiefs win.
Quentin Johnston is in the concussion protocol, so yeah, I definitely think this could be a Keenan Allen week if you have him in the flex.
I have to start him in the Kings Classic. And
are we talking about Quentin Johnston, for real?
Well, there's only 2 or 3 receivers on this team, so McConkey, obviously, you start him. And Keenan Allen, yeah. That's why we were talking about it. If you need to start Keenan Allen, not a bad week to start him. It's not like Justin Herbert doesn't know him.
I'd like to see him ramp up a bit, but, I get it.
He's ramped up, man.
Y'all love
like the best receiver on the Bears last season.
Well, that's not
little strong. Strong.
You don't have a team around,
I don't. Okay. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win, but honestly, at the same time, the Chiefs won a lot of one-score games last season. It's going to be hard to keep that going. So I do think there's a chance that it doesn't.
I would assume that the Chargers would win this game if it wasn't against the Chiefs. But it's the Chiefs. They're going to find a way to win because it's just how it works. It's how the NFL works, guys. I don't know if you realized.
Maybe. I don't know. I think this is the year of the downfall. All right. On to the Sunday games. We have the Arizona Cardinals versus the number 1 pick in the draft adjacent New Orleans Saints. I'm going to be honest with you. Trying to find out who to play on the Saints team is going to be a puzzle this entire season. By the way, shocker that Spencer Rattler is better than Tyler Shough. I could have told you that without even seeing it all play out, but alas, they had to go through training camp and everything to get there, and they did. I don't even like Rattler like that because he went to South Carolina and he said FOU, but I knew Tyler Shough sucked, so I saw that coming from a mile away. I do think I like Rashid Shaheed. I think that he's a good guy.
Why do people didn't draft Rashid Shaheed this year at all?
Well, because they have Brandon Cooks back, which I'm like, yay, I guess, quote unquote. I don't know. And then Olave is there, always one tackle away.
Olave was a steal though too in drafts. I will say he was going late enough to where I was like, I'd take Olave here. I didn't, but I would have.
Yeah, I just think Rashid Shaheed's the guy that we need to be thinking about here. I think he's a guy that I could definitely start in a flex capacity against this Arizona Cardinals defense.
I feel like the only Saint you're starting all year is Kamara. Like I don't think there's any other player that you're going to be like, I don't even know about that yet.
I don't see a way Olave doesn't get like 10 targets a game. I mean, I get it. He had concussions last year, but they're going to have to throw the ball.
Has to throw the ball correctly. Like they have to be.
Their defense is beyond garbage at this point. I mean, I know they got some big names that were good 7 years ago on this defense, but they're going to have to throw the football. And Chris Olave is a very good wide receiver. I understand the concussion thing, but he's probably going to get 7 to 10 targets a game. I don't see a way he doesn't get that.
Sorry, Rue. It's going to be a long year.
I got
talking Saints. It's going to be a long year.
Cardinals, though, actually, really any team playing the Saints, you know that you throughout the entire year. Sorry, Rue. That's a friend of ours who always listens, and he's a Saints fan. Unfortunately, Rue's not doing great right now. But yeah, I think you could start pretty much any offensive weapon against the Saints, like a flex fill-in. There's a tight end in the free agency pool. Yeah, go pick him up. Start him against the Saints. You got a wide receiver too. Sure, start him against the Saints. Running back on your team already? Go ahead and start him against the Saints. Right?
Sure.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean, as far as Arizona goes, I think you kind of know who you're starting here. I wouldn't dig past those guys.
I'm talking about in the future. No, I don't think there's really anyone past the 4 of them.
Yeah.
If you count Connor.
I would count Connor. So yeah, but
Connor's probably going to score 2 touchdowns in this one.
That just seems
probably
right.
so.
Just seems right.
Probably so.
Although
the Saints could do the most hilarious thing ever and destroy everyone's survivor pool week 1 and upset the Cardinals.
Would that really surprise you at all?
No, not really.
It wouldn't, because any game Kyler Murray is involved in, anything can happen. Legitimately anything. An alien could beam someone up to space in the middle of the game, and I'd be like, "Yep, just another Kyler Murray game." Just happens that way sometimes. Yep.
The one thing I'm really excited about, I think this Arizona Cardinals defense is going to be baller this year. I mean, Will Johnson, from all reports, has been just a lockdown on the outside. You got Buddha, you got Jalen Thompson back. I think, and you had Josh Sweat to this defense.
Yeah.
I think this defense is going to be a streamer for you all season long if you stream defenses like I do. They have a pretty favorable schedule, so keep the Arizona Cardinals in the back of your mind as the season goes on.
It's about time Josh's boy Gannon gets a defense together.
He was the defensive coordinator.
He was. Who do we think is going to win? We're pretty all unanimous Cardinals.
Yeah, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not be foolish here. Only 6.5-point favorites though, so that is interesting. That it's not even as big of a spread as the.
I think they're just trying not to hate on the Saints too much, like we just did.
Yeah, the March for Arch. Even though that doesn't look like a good thing to do either.
And the joke's on them. If Arch doesn't think the Saints give me bad 2 years in a row, that's kind of on him.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Arch might not be good either. That's a whole different podcast, though. All right, on to Miami versus the Colts. This is a medical mystery about who is playing in this game, how many players will be out there. We have Tyreek questionable. We have a chain questionable. We have Josh Downs questionable. Who do you guys feel good starting in this game other than like the mainliners here?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't really like the players on these teams outside of Jonathan Taylor and Tyreek Hill. Achane, of course. Tyler Warren would be fun, but I want to wait on rookie tight ends this year. You got him on your team. You probably drafted him as like your, back-to-back tight end. Maybe you went Loveland Warren or you went Warren Ferguson or something like that. Like maybe start the other guy first. See what Warren's workload's gonna look like. I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited about the future, but like week 1 rookie tight end just scares me.
I agree, but I am going into this game with a sense of like trying to become enlightened. This is more of like an information gathering game for me.
It really is.
I'm not too worried if Josh Downs plays or not. You're probably not going to start him because I do want to see what that Tyler Warren Josh Downs split looks like, because we know the Colts want to dink and dunk it. We know Daniel Jones wants to dink and dunk it. Look at Wan'Dale Robinson at top 12 in catches last year. So if he's going to target those short ones like that, Tyler Warren, especially if Josh Downs is out, might not be a bad start week 1. So I do like that. I also want to see can Daniel Jones support Pittman, Warren, and Downs with you're going to get the A.D. Mitchell, you're going to get the Alec Pierce stupid touchdowns, but how does that shake out? And then on the Dolphins side, I'm really excited to get Tyreek on turf. That's going to be excited. I'm not worried about the oblique injury. They said he's going to play. And then can we see Waddle get back to his old self, or is it Malik Washington? Is it Darren Waller? And how much Ollie Gordon do we really see? I want to start Jordan Brooks a lot of places in IDP this week. He's going to get so many tackles.
Joe's excited about this game. Like,
this game's going to be fun.
It seems like a sleepy game that nobody's paying attention to, but Joe is locked in,
dude.
By the way, audience, we will explain anytime anyone brings up Daniel Dimes, the Indiana Jones, we have to play the whip crack Daniel Jones because he's Indiana Jones. So anytime you hear Daniel Dimes
on your whip cracks, by the way, you were like, I got it. Wait, we said it a couple times.
Yeah. So anytime the name gets said, there will be a whip crack. We will not explain it either. So if you hear the name, whip cracks happening. And
I thought y'all sneezed. One of y'all sneezed when I was talking there. Oh, shit!
I
That
saw
was the
Billy
whip,
get really
man.
serious. I saw Billy get really serious. Then
I was waiting for you to say it. I was waiting for Joe to say it. I was like, somebody's gonna say Daniel Jones at some point. So I just gotta wait and see.
He was on it.
My awesome possum this week is long forgotten Michael Pittman. I don't trust the Miami cornerback situation at all, and I just really think this is going to be a good situation to grab him in because, look, he fell in a lot of drafts because nobody trusts the Colts. I get it. I'm right there along with you, but I think week 1 here, we kind of just play the hits. I think Daniel Jones kind of locks in a little bit to his best receiver. Josh Downs might be a little hurt. Warren's going to kind of have to be ramped up into play. I think this is a good spot for Pittman to feast a little bit, and I think he's going to be one of those guys where he has a big week this week, and then it probably doesn't go that way every week, and then people, are like, oh, Michael Pittman, he's back, yada, yada, yada. But I think week 1, especially in DFS lineups, he's definitely a solid guy to throw in there at his price just because who else are they going to throw it to? And this cornerback situation is a joke. Like, I think it's a great time for Daniel Jones to lock in to Pittman.
Now, Vegas says this is the 3rd highest point total, and the Colts are favored by 1.5. I didn't see that one coming, but I don't know. I'm excited.
Nobody believes in the Dolphins, man. Nobody believes in them.
It's wild because just 2 years ago they were like 11-0 to start the season, and then the whole Tua situation happened.
They put up 70 points against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like, that happened like not too long ago. What was that, 2 years ago, right?
It was literally 2 years ago. As part of their run.
They have since sold their offensive line for parts, but
yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's
the whole wild. You think you'd book up that offensive line with Tua's concussion history, but whatever. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that offense. It's fun to watch, man. Like, I mean, seeing Tyreek Hill and Achane, and Waddle, the fastest team in the NFL right now. I mean, it's just fun to watch these guys.
And Darren Waller.
I'm looking forward to seeing Darren Waller. I'm not gonna lie. I almost told people that he's a good sneaky stash, but I'm like, all right, let's calm down, pump the brakes on that one.
I was about to say, let's not go that far.
Like, realistically, though, 1 second. Realistically, if I threw a fireball bet out there, what percentage of snaps do you think Ollie Gordon is going to play? 40?
40? Is that what you said?
No,
he's not playing 40.
I'd say 30 tops.
Yeah, I do 25.
I mean, you have Achane who's hurt, Jalen Wright who's hurt.
Well, Wright's probably not playing.
Alexander Madison's dead and gone.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's out for the season, I think.
I mean, they signed him. They signed him because they didn't want to give Achane a huge workload. So,
you think Ollie Gordon's going to be up there 40%?
It's Jeff Wilson. No, Jeff Wilson will be out there for a bunch. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that fireball bet. You know what? I'll see you next week.
Jeff Wilson, did he re-sign?
I think he's on the team, isn't he?
He was on the 49ers like a week ago.
My bad.
No, they did release him. But he might be on the practice squad. I don't know.
I thought he was on the
I can't believe we have a fireball bet on.
I am high on the Ollie Gordon.
I did not know how locked into this game you were going to be until
Jeff Wilson's on the practice squad. He's
only
getting
game
called up.
3, Joe, or 4.
Jeff Wilson is on the Dolphins practice squad. And he's totally getting called up if Jalen Wright and everyone else is out. And you're going to see Jeff Wilson for 10 snaps for no reason.
Okay. This is crazy. I thought this was going to be a game that we barely talked about and moved on.
Yeah, we talked about it a little too much.
Is this still the Saban Ahmed revenge game?
It could be. Didn't know where we were going there, but good on you, Joe. I'm glad that you're locked in. All right, now another random game that I can't wait to see. The Tom Brady revenge game. The Raiders versus the Patriots. My awesome possums for this game are Drake May and Hunter Henry. I do think that this is a good week to get them going. I don't really trust the Raiders defense at all. And I think Drake May is going to be running out there like a gazelle because he just doesn't know any better. And it's just adorable watching him play football because you're just like, oh, buddy, you're going to get hurt playing like this. But while he's not hurt, it's kind of fun to watch. And then Hunter Henry, I think, although Diggs is there, and I do think Diggs is going to get a confident workload, I do think a tight end streaming game, Hunter Henry is a perfect guy to throw out there this week because Drake May really liked him last season, and I think that continues going into week 1.
How much? I'm just mostly curious about how Is there going to actually be a wide receiver on this team ever again? Like we haven't had one in years.
I mean, they paid Diggs, so we'll see.
Okay, sure. It's kind of more of a rhetorical question. Is it Diggs? Is it Booty? Is it Kyle Williams? Is it Efton Chisholm? I mean,
Mac
there's
Hollins,
all this,
dude.
Yeah, but we got all this hype about Patriots wide receivers every time. Diggs is coming off an ACL. Like I don't know why everyone thinks Diggs is just going to regain form. Man is still recovering from an ACL and some sort of pink substance on a boat. So I don't know what's going on with that either. But is there ever just going to be a wide receiver on this team again? Like I wouldn't start a Patriots wide receiver. That's my biggest question mark of this game. Is like, can we have a wide receiver? Not even a wide receiver one in fantasy, but just a wide receiver one on this team. Like an 8-9 target wide receiver who actually catches six of them. Like,
I think it'll be Diggs. My concern though is he going to be slow coming out? Because I mean, all the reports out of camp were how great Stephon Diggs looked, but he's got to be slow coming. I mean, he's old. He's coming off an ACL. I think we don't see like Diggs until like October, November at least. So you're probably not starting him this week unless you are in a really deep league. But
I think we need to at least just have it in the back of our brains that we might not see Diggs again.
We will.
You know what I mean?
We will.
I mean,
I feel like everyone just assumes.
We'll see.
My neighbor told me that Diggs is their good wide receiver that they got. And I was like, all right, man. All right.
Guess we'll see. Quickly, just brushing over the Raiders. Obviously, we don't need to talk Genty. We are all excited to see Genty in his first game, but and I think Jacoby Myers. But other than that, I don't really see much to talk about with this team. Bowers is obviously start. We're not talking the guys you're definitely starting, but
I will say that last year Jonnu and McBride were the only ones that really did any damage against the Patriots. So it'll be interesting to see if Bowers has a Bowers-esque game or if he's a little lower than normal. Tough defense.
But
not to mention just the new quarterback as well, new system, new everything, new Genty. But we also do got the Amari Cooper coming back to the Raiders. That should be an interesting reunion.
that's true.
Don't know how much he's going to be playing since he kind of came in mid-camp, and what kind of football shape he's in. But just interesting to see Amari Cooper back on the Raiders, considering that breakup was pretty volatile.
I will have a $1 DFS lineup with Amari Cooper in it.
Just in case.
Because Amari Cooper in the black and silver
he was a beast back then.
Hits different, as they say.
It does.
All right. Who wins this game?
Patriots.
It should be the Patriots. I'm going to say the Patriots.
I'm going to go Patriots as well.
I think this game's a lot
currently
closer.
Patriots by 2.5 on ESPN bet. All right. On to the Steelers. The rare revenge game. The Steelers versus the Jets. We have Aaron Rodgers versus his old team, and we have Justin Fields versus his old team. They're
one-year teams.
Exactly. I don't know how else to play it. That is what we're doing here. It's the rare revenge game. So there's nobody that has. I don't know what to make of this. I really don't. Aaron Rodgers at times looked good last season, but most of it didn't look that great. It felt very staunted. And then with Justin Fields, we did see that he can put up good points, but Steelers have a good defense, so it's like not as easy as it could possibly be here.
And they practiced against him for a whole year. So
exactly. So I don't really know what the lean is here, fantasy wise. Good luck if you've got people in this game. That's all I'm saying. Like you're going to be. Don't pay attention too closely to this one. Just let the points flow in if they need to. But this could be like 10-3, and that be the final score, and I wouldn't be shocked.
The only cool thing about this is Aaron Rodgers going back to MetLife in week 1 after two years ago when he tore his Achilles. It's going to be an interesting, can he make it out? Is he going to have an American flag with him? I mean, there's a lot of questions here.
If there's an American flag in his hand at any point, bad omen.
Yeah, don't want to do that. Maybe
bad
like
omen.
a Mexico flag or something.
Yep.
I think this is like if you're sitting at home and you got 3 games to pick, don't pick this one. Like at the 12 o'clock slate, maybe just check this one on your phone.
Yeah, unless you're a Steelers fan, and then I guess you can be like,
and definitely don't watch it then.
Yeah,
because you're in for a rough season.
It's going to be a gross game.
I could see Justin Fields being the type of guy that would like lock in for this game and have one of his Justin Field performances. It's going to be tough against his defense, but
I'm worried about TJ
I can
Watt.
see it. I can see it.
This literally feels like the rusty game. Like this feels like literally there's going to be rust all over this game. It just feels like it.
Yeah. I feel like there's going to be at least one dance with TJ Watt and Justin Fields in the backfield at some point where they're just like, and Fields is just dodging them. It's just going to be, that'll be the funniest part of the game probably. But no, I feel like Fields is a great start in the future. This one might be a sit for now. Just let's see what you got. Most likely,
I feel
kind of like the Tyler Warren situation where you got another quarterback more than likely if you got Fields.
Because the Jets have a tough defense too. So, I mean,
yeah, those are good defenses.
I don't know. DK, this is what I'm concerned about is we know he's going to get targeted a ton. And I think you roll with him, right?
I guess.
If you drafted DK, he is your second wide receiver at best. Like, or I guess at worst. I don't know. Could be your wide receiver one potentially if you went running back heavy or quarterback tight end somewhere in the first few rounds. You're starting DK, man. Like this goes on to like
you have to. It's just like you drafted Garrett Wilson thinking the same thing last season. And
well, you got Garrett Wilson in the fourth round. You're starting Garrett Wilson. You know what I mean? You're starting both these guys. Like, is what it is, man.
And Brees, scary.
Technically, you probably could sit Brees. I actually drafted Brees in like the sixth or something like that. I'm sitting Brees.
All right, I'm gonna give a little spoiler for later in the show, but you like Samson, I like Jerome Ford. Would you start either of them over Brees?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to find
just because you don't know what the split is, right? Like we have no clue what's going on with Cleveland. Like I don't. It could be a complete split. It could be one of the guys, and we have no idea. I'd just be mad to start the wrong guy. I'm actually way more excited about Brees than the next person. I just don't want to start him against the Steelers and Justin Fields' first game as the starter. I want to see how this shakes out. How many rushes is Fields going to have? Is there going to be time for the pocket to develop? Probably not. Spoiler alert. And are we going to be able to see the typical Brees workload to start off with? But I'm not worried about Brees. When you get the ball in his hands, he does magic things. So.
And Fields is highly effective at the dump off, so I think Brees is going to catch the ball a lot in this one.
Yeah, he'll probably be fine. But if you have better options, please do. It's not the Cleveland Browns running backs.
True.
Just want to clarify.
Okay. I do think the Steelers win this one. I think their defense is the best unit in this game, and so I think that just wins out for me.
I'm going to pick the Jets. I think they have the better team.
Okay.
Steelers.
All right. There you go.
I think it's a scrappy game, though.
All right. On to the New York Giants in a divisional clash against the Washington Commanders. This is going to be I don't know. I would love to call this a good game because Jaden Daniels was so fun to watch last season, and the other quarterback's Russell Wilson, though. Hard to get excited for a Russell Wilson game. I have not been excited for a Russell Wilson game since he left Seattle, so I don't really know what to do with that.
This is really weird because you have a good offense in Washington, and you have a good offense in the Giants, or defense in the Giants. My apologies, not good offense. I want to call them pump the brakes there. So it's going to be a good battle there. Like I think Jaden actually, like I'm once again not telling you to sit him, but I feel like he's going to fade a little bit here. Like it's going to be a tough matchup for him. He's got a lot of pressure going on him. Terry didn't practice all season or off season. You got Debo coming in. They just traded a running back away. I'm not saying they're in shambles, but they're in weird disarray right now where they got to perform right away. I don't think this is the typical 50-point game. I could be completely wrong, but Jaden, I think just pump brakes on him a little bit. Maybe don't put him in the DFS lineups. Obviously, you're starting him because you drafted him in the third round. But yeah, I want to see what happens here with this. But the Giants offense, like they got nothing to lose. They put a pretty much trash defense with the Washington Commanders. So I think they get to fire up Neighbors and Tracy and be excited about it. I mean, obviously, but.
Oh, yeah. I love Tracy this week. He's an awesome possum. 5,600 on DK. Love getting me some Tracy. But on the Giants side for this defensive line is wild. And Dexter Lawrence is healthy, which makes it even more wild. I want to say McLaurin, but because Deontay Banks gave that 125 passer rating last year, but like Josh said, he didn't practice all year. I like Debo. I think Cliff Kingsbury watched Debo at the 49ers for years, 2 years, and then he knows how to use him. I think so. I think this is a good game for Debo. He was the guy that was there all year. He's pretty cheap on DK too. He's going for 5,200. So I like getting Debo there. But again, I think this is less of a shootout than Vegas thinks it is. I think it's.
I agree with that. Also, not a good Bill week. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is not the week Bill wants to have going in, because this D line is going to probably devour half of them before halftime. So it's not the defense that you want your first NFL game to be against running the ball. So that's why I'm also scared for Jaden, but you have to play Jaden. There's not an option there. But Bill, you can definitely sub Bill out.
I think the trading of Brian Robinson actually says more about how they feel about Debo than it does about their running back room, honestly. I think we might have all just.
You're right. We kind of talked about that in hot takes. It was one of them that we were kind of floating around. But yeah, I think you're completely right. I think that's what is
Debo
going on here more.
I don't know what year it was, 2019, 2020, whenever he was like the ipso facto running back after some injuries prior to getting Christian McCaffrey. Dude, he was great at both sides of the field. Like, I think he even threw a touchdown that year. Like, he was just doing everything. So if he can regain any sort of sparkle of that, like, he could be great. And we might have all just been like pumping our brakes because everybody kept calling him fat. It's fat shaming. It's really rude.
It's his jacket because he hurt his ribs so many times. Damn it. Okay, I have a question.
Oh,
here we go.
You're starting McLaurin, but how do you feel about it?
I feel good.
I feel great. It's Terry McLaurin.
All right.
Terry McLaurin, him and Jaden have a relationship. It may not be Breakfast Club, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, RIP, but it's definitely a good relationship. So he'll get enough.
Yeah. I agree. I just wanted to stir the pot.
I definitely think I trust him. Now, if we're still talking about the contract and all that nonsense, probably not as much, but with the contract in hand, I trust these guys.
The secondary is not what I'm scared about the Giants. It's the rest of the defense. Like, the secondary is fine.
It's the linebackers and that pass rush, which, like, you don't even know who the worst person on the pass rush is. Like, that's the craziest part.
Yeah.
Like, one guy goes out for sub and you just, like, Thibodeau comes in. It's like, what? What? Like, well, this is –
their
like,
subs
we were thinking, how are they all going to play together? They're thinking, like, well, we're just going to keep the pressure going at all time. And it's like, yeah, probably is the way to play this. So, yeah.
Chauncey Golston coming off the bench, too. Like, old Jim.
Worrisome.
As far as winning and losing this game, I actually think the Giants might win this game.
Weird sneaky win. I'm gonna go Commanders just because it seems it's most likely. I could see Russell Wilson throwing this game away, literally.
The smart brain says Commanders, but I kind of like your tech, Billy. I'm gonna go Giants.
I just like it. It really feels like the kind of game where the defense really like limits what Jane Daniels and Terry McLaurin, like all their offseason everything. And then just by the time we look up and it's like, how did they win 17-10? What the hell happened there? We weren't paying attention the whole time. Kind of feels like a game like that.
We talked a lot about regression with Saquon, and we didn't really touch on it with Chase, but like Terry is another guy who was catching them big touchdowns. Like, a lot of his fantasy projections came from 40-yard bombs. So,
well, Washington also won a lot of weird games last season. Like, they won on the weirdest shit. So I'm not going to
bring up the Hail Mary.
I know.
I was going to say.
I won't even mention it. I won't even mention it, Joe. I wasn't even going to talk about it at all, how it happened. So, yeah.
That was the first highlight I saw when I turned on ESPN today, because I see it daily.
Nice. I love that. I'm glad. All right. Anyway, next game.
Yeah. Moving on to the Carolina Panthers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm pretty excited for this game, as sad as that is, because I don't think either of these teams are good. This is my Colts and whatever Joe got excited about earlier. This is that game for me. I'm really excited because I don't know what to make of either of these teams. I think they both kind of stink, and I think it's going to make for a fun football game.
I feel like the cool thing is outside of like Travis Hunter, and I mean, you probably don't even have to start Travis Hunter right off the rip. But outside of Brian Thomas, like, is there anyone who's like automatically starting in this game on fantasy rosters? Chuba, maybe.
Tet.
See, I wouldn't start any of these guys outside of Travis Hunter. Like, I'm not saying sit them. I'm just saying, like, I want to see both of these teams in action. Like Billy, I'm excited about these teams. Like, I think they both have the makings of a good team, but I'm still not convinced yet. Like, I want to see it first. I want to see if Trevor Lawrence can be that guy. Can Bryce Young be that guy he was at the end of the season last year? Like, let's see that first, and then I'll be starting these guys. Like, the whole Coker going out on IR, rip to all those Coker stands out there, or as Billy coined them, cokeheads. But
They know,
we got
they know
Ted,
who they are.
we got Leggett. I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing these wide receivers with Bryce Young.
Hunter Renfrow.
Honestly, JT Sanders. Yeah, JT Sanders out there
Back
too.
from the dead.
And Hunter Renfrow still
JT
playing in the
Sanders.
NFL.
JT Sanders is my awesome possum because I don't think that these linebackers are going to be able on Jacksonville are going to be able to hold him down. I do like the linebackers for Jacksonville as far as like an overall standing. However, other than Olakun, who I don't really think is that good against tight ends, I don't think they're going to be able to stop him. And I think that Bryce is going to be able to feast over the middle with JT Sanders. I'm kind of excited. There was some connections last season that made it look really good. And I think, especially for DFS, maybe not for your season-long roster, that seems kind of bold, a very, very bold play to put JT Sanders out there. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised if he wins like the millionaire maker for people in DFS.
It's a good call. Good call.
I will say the one thing about IDP that has kind of killed the just football in general is everyone thinks Foysada Olakun and Devin Lloyd are good linebackers. They're fine, but like they see the tackle number, right? So they're like, yeah, they're good, but a lot of those are missed coverage opportunities, like on them. Like I will agree, Olakun has not been super terrific against coverage. So
can we say any Jacksonville Jaguar defender outside of the line is good? Question mark.
It's hard for me to say that the line's good. I want to say Josh.
Their best defensive player is playing wide receiver. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, that could be true.
I want to see what, and I think I did see a report that said they're not sure how much usage they're going to use for Travis Hunter. I'm curious to see how much he plays on both sides. That's another thing that's like cool about this game. Like,
yeah,
what are we going to get from this? We've been waiting all off season for this. Like, I want to see it.
No, this is a game Monday. There is a shower risk. There is a rain risk for this game, so monitor that. But
I don't think that's going to help or hurt either way. I really don't.
No, I don't think so either. But I'm really fired up about. I'm really fired up about seeing one of these running backs, like for the Jaguars, do something. But then you turn around, you get maybe rain, and then you see that the Panthers. I mean, Derek Brown's going to be healthy. DJ Wonnum's healthy. You get Bobby Brown in the middle there, so they might not be as much of a train wreck against the run as they were last year. But if they still are, the Jags might not even have to throw the ball. You probably get 3 deep shots to Brian Thomas and then a bunch of runs, and that might be the extent of it.
Could be. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Fantasy, probably stay away, but at least for the game, watching it. Jags win?
Probably.
Panthers.
I'm good Jags.
Okay.
I don't really know. I want to say Trevor.
I'm going Canales, baby.
2 good guys, but 2 good wide receivers. We'll see.
All right, on to the Bengals-Browns. Bengals, not really much to talk about here because you're pretty much starting every player that you have on their roster that is on your team. However, we flip to the Browns. The Browns present an interesting challenge because I don't know who to trust on this team with Joe Flacco. I don't even know if we can trust Joe Flacco. The man is 40 years old.
Judy's late enough to where like you could sit him, right? Like you more than likely have enough players to fill in your roster.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure he's going in the first 6 rounds.
He was going pretty late in the drafts I was in, at least, like 7th-ish. But most of the time, people are grabbing quarterbacks and tight ends and they're filling out the roster. But yeah, I don't know. And then the double-headed, no matter what running back I would choose, whether it's Sampson or Jerome Ford, I'm going to choose wrong. So I'm just not gonna. Like, I have good enough running backs, fortunately, where I'm not playing that game. I'd love to see who it is. I mean, that's what I want to see in this game. Who is the running back? And the good news is they are going to run all over the Bengals. I just don't know which one it is. Yeah. So that'll be super fun. But Yeah, the Browns defense is actually good too. I think this might be a bad Chase Brown game. I know there's not anything against my hatred towards Chase Brown for whatever reason. I think the Browns could stop Chase Brown and make them throw the ball. Play some deep safeties. I'm just saying.
Interesting.
I can't wait because after week 2, I get to start talking about how bad Chase Brown is.
It is the weirdest hill to die on, this Chase Brown thing. It's
not, though. It's weird that everybody just agreed that Chase Brown is good by default.
I watched football last year.
Exactly. Like, we can't deny what we were watching. Like,
guys, we'll see.
I know it's fantasy, but we're not in fantasy land. Like, we watch what happens in real life.
Fantasy land, I'm telling you.
Okay, well, those are free points that are sitting there.
Put David Njoku in your lineups. He's an awesome possum. He's got the magical chemistry with Joe Flacco. I also like Jerome Ford. I do think he is the veteran. He's going to get the crack at it because they're not going to do him like that for Dylan Sampson just yet. So I do think we get 1 week of Jerome Ford as the starter. Sampson's going to play at the change of pace, they're saying. Could get more work if he just starts lighting him up, which is very possible. But I do like taking a shot on Jerome Ford in daily fantasy this week.
Fair enough. Okay. The last game in the noon window I think it's going to be a barn burner. That is the Buccaneers versus the Falcons. These are two extremely weak defenses. I don't know if we need to spend too much time on this because I don't really know who you're sitting. Like, I think this is a fire. I think this is a fire all cylinders situation here. Do you guys agree? Like, who would you sit? Like, that's what
tight ends, I guess.
I don't know. Even
maybe
then, I don't know. I'd probably go there too. You got rookies.
Well, especially with Mooney being banged up. If Mooney doesn't play, I think Pitts is startable, like in a low capacity.
Pitts is for sure going to catch one pass for 35 yards. That's for sure going to happen.
You get your 4 points.
Exactly. Those 4 points are coming in a PPR league. At the very least,
he might do more than that. It's 4 too.
Yeah, he's at least getting that much for sure. So it just depends on what he's getting past that. To be honest, I don't know. I think this is a start everybody situation.
Yeah, I think so. This is a good game. This should be really fun. Divisional game too, and these offenses know how to party. I want to see what Penix can do. I mean, I don't know if I'd start Penix.
Yeah,
I'd like to see.
We'll see.
I know, but I'd like to just see it first. Right? Like a first start of the season. Like I know you played a few games at the end of the season last year, but it was all but done. Like it was just for fun at that point.
Yeah.
Drake London's gonna feast though, man, all year long.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, again don't think we need to spend too much time on this one. I think this is
but if you're playing daily fantasy, this is the game to stack. I'm sure it's going to be highly owned, but I don't see any way that this doesn't pay off. I mean, London was working 100%. With like a 40% target share. The Buccaneers defense is not going to stop Penix. I mean, I'm not excited to start him, but they don't have any firepower to stop him. And then Mike Evans scored 2 touchdowns against Trell last year, and I don't think that's going to stop. So continue.
I got Pitts as an awesome possum. I just have this weird feeling that everybody's just rushed to go grab Pitts after this game if they don't have him already.
I think it's a good call. I think if you were,
and if that happens, make the trade, get him off your team.
Yeah,
I don't care what the future holds. I don't care.
For sure, this is the time. Okay, I think the Buccaneers win this game, but it's going to be back and forth. I really do think that.
I got the Falcons winning this.
Yeah, okay. I got the Falcons. I think they're
going to
be
nice. Makes the game winner.
Look, I'm just happy that we have a completely fantasy-proof game. Now it's probably going to be.
It's going to be cursed. It's cursed.
14-21, and there was nothing going on the whole game. Now that I've said it, but it just feels like there's no way it's going to go wrong. All right, on to the 3:00 window. We are starting out with the divisional matchup between the 49ers and the Seahawks. I know you guys are excited about some of these wide receivers. What are you thinking?
Oh, give me Pearsall all day. Juwan Jennings is holding out. No one else is out there. Ayuk, Sert. Pearsall to the absolute moon.
Isn't Jennings holding in, or was that Jacoby? It was one of those wide receivers.
I don't know what Jacoby Myers is doing.
One of them was holding in. It might have been Jacoby, but like Jennings has got to play, right? Like I feel like it's going to be one of those things where Pearsall got drafted 15 slots higher than Jennings, and we're all just going to look back and be like, "That was dumb." Like, I don't know who the guy is.
I don't understand why everyone thinks Jennings was that. He had one good game. where he scored 3 touchdowns.
He did have
outside of that, he really didn't do that much.
And
he
was
had plenty of opportunity
against. He was fighting against a lot of players. That was the problem at the time.
Debo,
yeah, and Debo was getting a shit ton of targets and doing nothing with them. So yeah, I mean, and Pearsall was out there. I mean, not doing much, but he was out there running routes.
I don't know. During that preseason game, Purdy had eyes for Ricky Pearsall.
I love Pearsall, man. I want to see him succeed. I just I'm pumping the brakes on starting him or playing him anywhere. I want to see it first.
Josh, I feel like there's a fireball bet somewhere about Juwan Jennings. You want to name it?
Not about Juwan Jennings. It's about Ricky Pearsall. I don't want to start.
No, I just want to do. Okay, let's do both of them. I don't care.
Okay, take it.
Come up with it.
I'm chill, dude. I was just having a discussion here. I don't know what's going on. I'm supposed to come up with a bet.
No, this isn't chill. This isn't a discussion.
This is not chill.
On the other side, I am actually also really excited to see Cooper Kupp. Not starting him. I'm gonna set him this week. Let's see what happens. I think everybody just assumes Cooper Kupp's over the hill, and his target share completely dropped at the end of the season. And it wasn't because he was bad. He was actually efficient at the beginning of the season. I don't know if there was an injury or what. I honestly, it was a weird end of the year, but Cooper Kupp still has something left in the tank. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm interested to see it because there's really nothing behind JSN, and there kind of has to be. So,
be interesting to see it.
Yeah.
JSN has to get, 10, 12 targets in this game?
I think he's getting 10, 12 targets every game is the thing.
Yeah. I just need people to understand that because it's going to happen.
Yeah, JSN was wildly undervalued in drafts, and I thought his stock went up, and it never did. It stayed exactly the same, if not went down.
People, if we're in see it to believe it territory with him for some people. Me, I'm in. I don't know, but other people have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't need to wait and see for that one. I want to wait and see for Pearsall, Jennings, and Cup, but outside of that, yeah, I want to see what happens with these guys first, right? I think I have Jennings, I have Cup. I have Pearsall in some league, probably Dynasty League, but interested to just see what happens with these guys. They're all rotting on the bench for a little while, though.
Yeah, fair enough. Who wins the game?
Niners.
49ers.
Yeah, McCaffrey's healthy at the moment until we find out on Friday that he's not. Wait, no, Jordan.
Yep.
Isaac Grendo will find out on Friday. We'll find out on Sunday.
Yep, and then Grendo will. Well, he just don't say it out loud, Grendo. That's all we need. Just don't say it out loud that you knew.
I think it's smart, yeah.
That's all. Don't pull Jordan Mason. All right, on to the Titans versus the Broncos. Cam Ward's NFL debut against probably a top. Well, I know they are for sure a top 5 defense. It's whether or not they're the best defense in the league that you don't know.
They might be.
Other than probably Calvin Ridley, because I think he's just going to be target proof with the amount of targets he's going to get. I don't know if I'm starting a Titan this week, guys. I don't think that this is a week I'm going to do that.
I think Pollard can be started in a pinch, as a flex, just because of the sheer amount of targets and carries that he'll get. I don't think he's going to do a lot of carries. In a PPR league, he should get enough targets to make it valuable enough, 12 to 15. But yeah, there's always the chance that he slips one, gets one big play. I just think with Spears out for the first 4 weeks, Pollard is just a steal for these first 4 weeks. I don't want to say he's matchup proof, but he's flex proof. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
Okay. I'd imagine, they're not going to let Cam Ward just go out there and shoulder this whole workload. So they're going to want to run the football, whether that's, we see Chestnut or Mullings out there also, but Pollard's going to get a huge workload. Probably not going to do a whole lot yardage wise, but he could get 2 touchdowns.
How many snaps do you think Chestnut's going to see? Be real with me, Joe.
I don't.
You said that name confidently.
I love that name, Julius Chestnut.
I know you did.
One of my favorite names.
I know you did. I didn't know if you're he's getting the 25% work share.
I think
no. They're really high on Mullings too, but I can't imagine Pollard's going to get 100% of the snaps.
I think Pollard gets 20, 25 touches. Awesome.
Yeah, easily. I'm with you 100%. I wasn't trying to argue for Julius Chestnut over here.
I heard you said it pretty confidently. I'm just how many snaps do you think Chestnut's getting?
I was just saying Cam Ward's not shouldering the workload this game.
That's fair. I do think they want to try to air it out, and boy, would it be a statement if he came out and just lit the Denver Broncos up. I would love watching that, but I just don't see it's happening this week. On the flip side of things, though, the Broncos, I love starting them. Nix, I think, is good. Joe, your boy Evan Ingram's a good start this week. And obviously, I think Cortland Sutton's going to be fine. And I think even you feel maybe okay. Well, we'll wait on Mims.
The running backs concern me.
We'll wait.
You're starting the stars here, right? It's Sutton, Ingram.
Well,
mix,
stars is
and
kind
that's
of, stars is a
You're
little
starting.
rich.
Well, I'm saying the stars of
I'm
the team.
okay.
Why do you hate the? Didn't you
allow
just switch up on the Broncos?
Okay.
Now we're back to hatred on the Broncos.
Super
They're a
Bowl
good
bound
team.
Broncos, by the way.
All right, I forgot.
The running
Broncos,
backs
Packers.
concern me a lot.
Broncos, Packers.
I'm
for
not
week
concerned
one.
about the Broncos, not against the Titans. I mean, maybe the run game suffers a bit here, but I think the pass game's fine.
We need to see what the run game looks like. That is
No,
true.
but isn't the Titans? I don't know if anything switched. The Titans have been one of the best running defenses in the league, though. So, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I just want to see what they do between JK and whoever the back.
Yeah, I'm not touching those running backs with a 10-foot pole.
Well, if you have JK,
I think you
might
could
start
assume
him,
that
but
you could start JK if you needed
I think
to.
you
but
can. Other than
People that
though,
drafted Harvey in the 6th round, though, I think are going to be a little sweaty come Sunday.
can't
him starting
wait to watch.
him starting out 5th on the depth chart. Even though I know depth charts are just whatever, who cares? But like seeing that though is just like.
I love all the people who put RJ Harvey, drafted RJ Harvey as a lead, one of their starting running backs for their team in fantasy.
Yeah,
good luck.
It's gonna be something else. Broncos win this game pretty easily, I think.
Handily.
But I would love
for Cam. I think it might be
to prove everyone wrong. That'd be awesome.
I think it's going to be a relatively boring game, personally. I think it's going to be
so.
24-17.
It's crazy for it being Sean Payton. The Broncos are just a boring team now. It's just what it is. It's just not. They're not going to win fun, but they're going to win some games. So I think this is going to be one of those. All right, on to the 325 window. It is the Lions versus Packers for the lead in the NFC North for one day.
This should have been the Thursday game, by the way.
I 100% agree with that. This, especially if Micah Parsons starts, this is going to be this is America's game of the week. I think I'm pretty sure.
So what made and this is a little side tangent here. What vaulted the Packers over the Lions prior to Micah Parsons' trade? Because I was seeing rankings come out of the NFC, and the Packers were above the Lions to start with, and now Parsons is there. I'm sure
I think people are just thinking the Lions are going to regress a little bit, and they think the Packers, this is their time to shine, which I just don't get. Maybe after Parsons, maybe now.
After Parsons, I could see that happening, but it was pre-Parsons era that I was seeing these rankings come out. And,
they were projected to win this game pre-Parsons as well, which I don't I get it's at Lambeau, but
Packers, they're still favored on ESPN right now. They're favored by 2.5.
No, I know. But that was before the Parsons trade, too. And it's just like, what did the Packers show you that they are better than the Lions?
I still need to see from Jordan Love. I don't care. I don't trust that dude at all throwing the ball. But, okay, fantasy-wise, though, in this game, I think we're all ships ahead for Matthew Golden. I think this could be a good breakout game for him. Starting right off the jump here. Obviously, you're starting Jacobs. Don't need to really belabor that point. But other than Golden, I don't think I'm starting any of these wide receivers at all. Don't think so.
No, definitely not. But I do think Josh
Jordan
Jacobs
Love,
is
I
set
don't
up
feel
for
great
that.
about.
No, I like Golden, but I'm worried about Josh Jacobs this year. They added Talik Williams. They got everyone back healthy. In this game, Josh.
Time out.
In this game. Oh my God.
Do the Packers have every running back healthy? Who's the guy who's going to break out and take over Josh Jacobs' work role?
I said the Lions had everyone healthy.
I know,
understand my point before you correct me. I think the Lions have a sick defensive line, and Josh Jacobs caught them last year at an injured point, had a very good game. The first game against them, not so good. So just temper your expectations on Josh Jacobs. You're still going to start him.
Okay.
So, one thing I don't get about the Lions defense is now they were injured last year. They were one of the worst defenses because of all the injuries. It was like 16 injuries to starters at some point. It was ridiculous. But now we vaulted them into a top 5 defense discussion. And I think that's unfair, realistic expectations for them. They lost their defensive coordinator. They're coming off of a year where they had the worst defensive year since the 0-16 season. I don't know. That's not statistically accurate, but it was pretty bad. And we vaulted them to the top 5 discussion, and I'm like, I think we need to pump the brakes on it. They have some stars, they have some good intermediate guys, and they have some young guys. Like, I think that this is more of like a top 15 defense where like it could be 12, it could be 7, it could even be 6. Like, I mean,
I think they're right around the 9-10 range. But
yeah, and I'm not saying they can't be better, but there was some weird like vaults where like now that they're healthy, they're the number 5 defense, and I'm like, I gotta calm down on this. Like, I'd love to see it because the Lions have never had a defense as far as I've been alive. But I think this is just it's good. It's not great at that point. There are great players, but like I don't think that constitutes a great defense in my opinion. Like you need a full
trying to
team
think off the top of my head. Broncos are for sure better. Texans are for sure better. The Vikings are for sure better on defense.
Steelers, Jets.
Steelers are Jets. I don't know. Probably right around there. Ravens.
Say Ravens, Vikings.
Yeah, so Vikings.
Giants.
Giants probably.
I don't know if the Giants counts actually, unfortunately, because it's all defensive line.
Well, we'll see.
I think,
but
yeah, we'll see.
Still, like those are the teams that we're talking about here, as far as like.
Are we going to talk about the Eagles' defense at all? I think the best defense in the league last year.
They're all right.
We've talked about the Eagles at least 7 times. That's far.
It's all worthy cutting them up in the Super Bowl. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, well, Joe, other than Craig Reynolds, is there anybody else on the Lions that you're interested in this week?
Man, I really just want to see how Craig plays this week.
Mm-hmm.
See him steal a touchdown from one of the other guys.
From Gibbs.
All right, I know we've talked about.
You're starting every Lion and enjoy it.
I was gonna say, and I feel like to Joe's point, all those people who are thinking they're gonna sit Montgomery don't put Montgomery in.
Yeah,
he should be in your lineup week in and week out.
100%.
I think everyone's weary about that split now, like because Gibbs did.
Well, they just think Gibbs is going to be the number 1 guy, but it's like Montgomery got hurt when that happened. Like it wasn't Gibbs vaulting over him; it was
exactly
hurt.
It is wild. And the Packers, I mean, they got Nate Hobbs, but they shipped off Jair Alexander. They still have Valentine. I mean, he wasn't much.
Yeah.
So they're very beatable through the air. Even with Parsons there.
For sure.
No, wide receivers are east.
I think the Lions win this game.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think the Packer love is going to come a little bit back down to earth after this week. All right.
Because Parsons is going to be out or leave the game or something. Like we would have won with Parsons in. It's going to be that all.
I hope just Hutchinson throws love around, and then we are like, oh yeah, Aiden Hutchinson. He was good, right? Remember him?
He was good too. They didn't have to trade all of their team for him.
Last game in the late window, Texans-Rams.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what to do with the Texans in this game. Rams, I think you're starting all your players that really
you're starting them. You're starting them, but I'm very worried.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Texans have a top 5 defense, if not
top 5 defense. We haven't seen Stafford all year. There's going to be a ton of rust. They might just run Kyron Williams out there 30 times.
Yeah, I really think they will.
Yeah,
but you're starting Tuca, you're starting Devontae. Like, let's call
the Texans are actually my favorite defensive start on DFS because they're killer, and I'm kind of worried about the Rams.
I think that'd be sneaky. That would be a sneaky play. I don't think a lot of people are going to go Texans.
They're 2,500 on DK. They're free.
Yeah, that's actually
free
exactly who. However,
the biggest question of this game is Nick Chubb getting a full workload or at least close to it?
I don't think you can start him safely week 1. I don't know how you could without knowing what exactly
in a 14-team league.
Well, okay, yeah, that's a little thin on the roster. So yeah, I understand that. But I'm just saying, if you're in a 12 or 10-man league, especially 10, I don't think you could start him confidently without knowing what the workload's going to be.
I mean, Rams defense isn't stellar by any means. I mean, they're good. You can run against this team, and if Nick Chubb does get 15 carries, we could see some. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm not saying start him. Please don't. I'm doing it in deep leagues. The only place I'm playing him. But
I don't hate it. I just assume we're going to see Dameon Pierce and Woody Marks and
we probably will. Dameon Pierce for a 70-yard touchdown bet. Like whatever Dameon Pierce's over longest yardage is like I feel like it's a safe bet at this point on like DK or whatever. Because he definitely thrives whenever he has even 5 carries where he'll be able to break one, like especially if it's like 20, 30 yards. I could see him breaking that.
Big Dameon Pierce guy.
Really am. Love me some Dameon Pierce.
Dude, I kind of want to stack like a Nico Collins, CJ Stroud, and Kyron Williams coming back. I think that could.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a super high scoring game, but I could see it being a little sneaky in that way.
I could see this being a shootout. I'm not. I don't think it will be. I think they'll be more stout than that. But I could see.
I feel like these defenses are better than you guys are giving them credit.
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that I think these offensive players are great as well. You got Puka, Nico Collins, Kyron, and who knows what Jaden Higgins is. I mean, Christian Kirk can ball a little bit here and there. I mean, CJ Stroud can find some open receivers. I don't know. I'm not scared of the Rams secondary. I'm more scared of the Texans secondary.
I don't know about that.
I'm just willing to bet that the sophomore slump was a real thing, and we're going to see freshman CJ Stroud. No.
I think CJ Stroud has a comeback for sure this year.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think this is going to be not as high scoring, but it is over under 43.5. So Vegas does think there's going to be some points scored. The Rams are favored by 3.5. I would not be shocked if the Texans win this game, though.
No, I got the Texans.
I'm picking the Texans as well.
Nice. Okay. On to Sunday Night Football. 2 games left. This is probably the game of the week. Wish this could have been the opening game too. NFL. This would have been a good one.
This
But
could have
it's
been
also
the AFC Championship game.
that's also one of these teams needs to get the 1 seed. Like that's how we prevent bad things from happening. But whatever. All right, Ravens versus the Bills. I don't know who. Like I would say, fire everyone up. The problem is who is everyone? Because obviously, the running backs you're starting, Cook and Henry. That's not that, obviously Lamar and Allen. We don't need to go on and on. Those are 1, 2 in quarterback land. It's the wide receivers. I don't know what to do with these teams right now because you could tell me anyone on the Bills is going to lead the team in receiving this week, and I'd probably buy it. Like you could tell me Josh Palmer, I'd be like, okay, sounds good.
I knew it.
You could say
I
Dalton
really like
Kincaid.
Josh Palmer this year.
Okay, me too. But
Keon Coleman.
Am I going to start him in fantasy? No. Keon Coleman, maybe he has a bounce back here. Who knows?
Zay Flowers, you can start comfortably.
I think Zay Flowers is the only wide receiver you're going into this game going, yep, I got it. I got my 15 points or whatever I need. Like, that's what I need right there. Like, I'm good. I'm going to make that happen. But if you're going into Sunday Night Football and you and your opponent doesn't have a Monday night guy and you got Shakir, Hopkins, or Bateman going and you need 20 points, like, dude, you are not comfortable.
You are in trouble.
You are like just staring at Josh Allen. You're like, can you make my guy be the favorite? Or if you're on the Ravens,
DeAndre
like,
Hopkins, you were the one guy that accidentally got Hopkins on your team.
I'm all about Hopkins. I don't know. You guys are crazy.
No,
I mean,
we'll see. I don't know. It's
all right. Fireball bet that Hopkins doesn't get over 16 fantasy points this week.
16? Hell no.
Definitely not. In my scenario, I was talking 20. I gave him 4 points. I thought that was generous.
In a PPR, I'll take it.
What's PPR?
PPR, DeAndre Hopkins. Wow.
2 tutties.
2 tutties? Wow.
Take that.
2 tutties.
Did we double it?
Wow.
Double it and give it to the next person.
This is wild. This is just wild.
I gave him 4 points and he still took it.
That is quite the bet there. I don't even care who wins this game. This just looks like it's going to be a fun game.
This is just good football. This is just good football right here.
Good, fun, clean football.
The Ravens begin their Super Bowl march right here.
I wish I had Allen or Lamar in any league. Like, it's so sad. I'm in like 9 or 10 leagues and don't have either of them in a single league. But I couldn't draft a quarterback in the 3rd round. Just wasn't able to do it. The quarterbacks this year were just wild. Top 4 going in the 3rd round, and pretty much every draft I was in was just too much for my taste.
Ironically, the only one where I have Lamar is in the Kings Classic because he somehow made it to the 4th round because experts don't draft quarterbacks early. And I'm like, I'll take Lamar, man.
That's whenever I'd be like, yep, I'm in.
The real
expert. I was going to take Hurts in the 4th.
Knows his quarterbacks.
We get running backs that throw the football.
Joe, fantasy quarterback expert.
Number one.
Number one.
All right, on to Monday Night Football. It's 1 game this week, 1 Monday Night Football game. But week 2, there's 2 games. Don't know why the NFL does this. They don't really seem like they have maybe because they have a Friday game. Maybe that's why. but they had a Friday night game last year, so I don't know. Anyway, it's the Vikings and the Bears. Joe, how do you feel about Caleb Williams going up against the Vikings defense, who is a force to be reckoned with?
Okay, so someone, I don't remember who it was, posted the stats of Caleb Williams against the Vikings last year. And he had like 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. It was real good. And then they posted Ben Johnson against Brian Flores. And Ben Johnson has a great record against this defense. So I'm actually pretty excited about Caleb and the crew. I'm more excited. I like DeAndre Swift a lot this year going into it. I like this game specifically. And I like Caleb. I don't know how the wide receivers and tight ends are going to shake out. We're playing this like we did with Jordan Love last year. Obviously, you're starting DJ Moore. If you drafted him, you're probably going to start Rome Odunze. We drafted him as high as you did. So be comfortable with it. But I like Swift. I like Caleb. I think they'll be just fine against this defense.
I think it's Swift and Caleb, and that's it for me. I know, once again, you're starting DJ Moore. I think you could probably get away with Odunze from where he was going later in drafts.
He went before DJ Moore in drafts, a couple drafts I'm in now.
That is
right.
Okay.
So you're starting
in that scenario
more than DJ Moore.
In all the places I have Odunze, I can sit him, but just want to see how the targets shake out, honestly. But I'm not really worried about the Vikings secondary as much as I should be, probably. It's more, once again, for me, this is the Giants, where it's like terrifying up front. And they're nothing to say that their defensive backs are anything to scoff at. They're pretty damn good, but I don't think it's like Revis Island where you can't throw the ball on them at all. I think it's just lesser big plays more so than anything. Actually, Caleb's my awesome possum. I am starting Caleb this week against the Vikings, and I'm scared. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little worried. It's going to be a Monday Night Miracle that I'm going to need, and more than likely, and I'm looking forward to watching that Monday Night Miracle unfold.
That's fair. I think that we did our waiver thing earlier. I feel like adding Luther Burden just in case. I think he's going to be a big name to pick up come Tuesday of next week. I don't know. I feel like we're going to be talking next week about, man, Luther Burden, sneaky, like
it's technically behind Zacchaeus right now, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be like week 6, though, by the time we're talking about Burden. But I think he's going to be a very hot waiver wire pick.
He's going to be at some point this year. He's definitely one of those guys where everyone throws a bunch of free agent bucks at him, or whatever waiver claim they got, and he's going to be.
Well, if you picked up a second kicker, go pick up Burden. Just drop the second kicker. You don't need 2 kickers.
Backup defense.
Yeah, defense.
That actually did happen in one of my leagues. Someone has a backup defense, and I'm laughing at him.
Oh, can't believe we're still doing that in the Big 2-5. All right. Do we have? I mean, not really. I don't know what to talk about the Vikings. I mean, you got Jefferson. Addison's out. I mean, they went and got Adam Thielen again. Do you trust Adam Thielen, 35-year-old?
No, but it'll be fun to watch Adam Thielen play again on the Vikings.
I hope he wears the yellow gloves again.
He has to.
Has to. Iconic.
I don't know. How do we?
The Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. I was gonna say I'm terrified of starting either of them. I don't know what the workload. Aaron Jones fumbles one time, his workload gets cut. I think it's gonna be a pretty 50-50 split until one of them messes up. And we've seen it where they'll pull them straight up and put the other guy in. So it's terrifying. Like one fumble by either of them, I think the other guy has a huge game.
It's terrifying.
And you can run on the Bears. I mean, they both could have good games. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
The interior defensive line did get better, though. I'm not 100% sure how well that's going to change the run defense.
Well, they got Dennis Allen, and I think that's ultimately going to be
and Wilkins,
a good thing for them.
Isn't it Wilkins, or who's the other guy? Grady Jarrett. My bad, not Wilkins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it's gonna stuff some lines. I feel like it should be better, but at the moment we still got to operate like it's as usual because the Bears were Swiss cheese last year. No offense to the Packers.
Dude, it's going to be some Chicago weather at Soldier Field, though. It's rainy, windy, and 60 degrees.
Love that.
Swift season.
Well, we'll see. Swift season. Joe, I think your Bears are going to win this game. I don't trust J.J. McCarthy.
That's very trusting of you.
I'm going to pick the Vikings.
They have the best unit in the game, so I understand.
Bear down, baby.
Classic mistake. Biggest mistake of your life, Joe.
Love that.
Never.
Love that.
Always pick against the team you want to win.
I'm lucky.
Works for you, I guess. That is
What happened the last 6 years, Joe?
Joe's lucky. All right. That is a wrap on week 1. Again, we are recording this on a Monday night. So if anything happens catastrophically between now and Thursday or Sunday, not really much we could have done. We had to record this one early this week. So we apologize if somebody ends up breaking their leg in practice on Tuesday. Please don't play that player. Put them on your IR spot. That's all we can really say at this point.
I would Billy told me to play him.
Yeah. What do you mean? He's on IR. How could I start him? Yeah, I get it. I understand. If you don't understand, sorry about that. All right, guys, football is back. I can't believe we're finally here, but we are here. Hope everybody's team wins this weekend. Rougarou. Except I don't think your team has any shot. And I hope that number 1 pick. You can get Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. He's down there. He's an LSU boy. That'd be fun. But lo and behold, everybody have a good weekend. Joe, get us out of here.
Good night, Fantasy Six Pack crew.
Glad to be here.